officially been sacked by Manchester United. Absolutely fantastic news. The news that we were all hoping that would happen. I know it wasn't official on Saturday after the FA Cup final, but it looked almost certain then that he would be relieved of his duties as Manchester United manager. Now, it's been a terrible, terrible season for Manchester United. I'm just glad that it's ended with this. We can now move on with a better manager and move forward. You know, a few weeks ago I told everyone that I thought it was basically a done deal and about 95% certain that he would sign for Manchester United. I was really confident that it would happen. Just that little thought in the back of my mind that if we did finish in that top four, would he possibly keep Louis van Gaal on? That was just in the back of my mind. It did worry me ever so slightly, but I was very confident that even if we still got top four, that they'd made up their mind, because you know, a big club like Manchester United, these sort of size of clubs, they make their decision up a while ago. They didn't just make this decision up out the blue. They knew what they were doing, and I think it is certainly the right decision. We had to move forward. You know, he's won us the FA Cup. We haven't been good enough at all in the Premier League. We've been really, really poor. And I think deep down, Louis van Gaal doesn't mind that he's going. Yeah, he's going with some pride because he's won the FA Cup. We can thank him for that. He's also brought through a lot of youth players, which we can thank him for that. He's given the likes of Martial a lot of game time this season. Given Rashford some game time. Given Cameron Borthwick-Jackson some game time. Even Fosu Mensah's been in and around the squad. So it does bode well for Manchester United going forward next season. Hopefully some of them youngsters, well, obviously Martial will be one of the main men, but hopefully the likes of Rashford and Fosu Mensah can come into the team on a regular basis in games where we've got a lot of cup games because of the Europa League. It's a long old tournament. If you get to the quarter final or semi-final or beyond, it can be up to 15 games. So the youngsters will get game time, and a lot of people obviously are going to be worried about his style of play. Now, he has scored a lot of goals in his managerial career, Jose Mourinho. Now, we've only scored, I think, 49 goals under Louis van Gaal this season. That's lower than he scored. The Mourinho's teams have scored in any of their full seasons. You look at his time at Real Madrid, okay, they've had better players. They outscored Barcelona in 2 of the 3 seasons he was there. So he's not actually a defensive manager. He scored 70 plus goals in his title winning seasons at Chelsea. So, I mean, that is so much better than under Louis van Gaal. Now, we might not get this 80, 90 plus league goals for every season that Jose Mourinho's here. But at this moment in time, we haven't got the calibre of players to do that, I don't think. I think there's definitely going to be an improvement in our attacking play. Our attacking play was really, really poor under Louis van Gaal. There was way too many 0-0 games at half-time at Old Trafford this season. Now, that will definitely stop, because Jose Mourinho, certainly at Chelsea, would go 2 or 3 goals up, and then they would play the game out. Now, that is fine by me if we get the goals in the first half. We're not playing this backward, sideways passing dog shit in the first half. We'll be controlling the game the second half, playing it out, which is what we want as Manchester United. We want to win games 2 or 3-0 at Old Trafford, which we should be doing against the mid-table to lesser sides. With too many 1-0 scrapes against teams that we should be putting to the sword, we will see a lot more improvement from that, I'm sure. A lot of recruitment in players will come in this summer. This tour of £200 million being spent. I'm sure he will spend upwards of that. But I'm sure he's going to be successful and win some trophies for Manchester United. Now, we can't obviously guarantee that there's going to be definitely trophies, but I would predict that Manchester United will win at least 1 or 2 trophies. If he's here at least 2 or 3 years, I'm sure he will win something. You know, he's been successful in terms of league titles. The worst he's ever finished in a full league season was 3rd place in his second spell when he come back for Chelsea. Obviously, Man City and Liverpool pipping him to 1st and 2nd place respectively, and that wasn't bad considering they hadn't won the league for a few years. He come back in his 2nd season, he won the league and the Carling Cup. So he's got a fantastic CV, that really good home record. So we can make Old Trafford a fortress again. We've been hearing the likes of Zlatan Ibrahimovic could be coming to Manchester United now. It does look exciting times. We will cover all the transfer news when they happen here on the channel. The latest news, whether I think players will sign, whether I think players will go, because there's going to be a few players go. I don't think we need a massive clear out. I think that it's going to be, I'm not saying it's an easy job, but I don't think it's as hard as when Sir Alex Ferguson left. I think he has left us with some good young players, Louis van Gaal. So I think if we could increase the depth in squad and maybe add one or two really top class players, I think we could be challenging for the title as early as next season. I'm not saying I'm going to win the title, but if he could at least challenge for the title in his first season, maybe win a cup. I mean, the Europa League, although it's not the biggest prestige European competition, the Champions League is, but I believe that Jose Mourinho will fight for that trophy, and that is a trophy that I think Manchester United probably are going to be the odds-on favourites to win with our resources and the power that we have at Manchester United. So I think that is a trophy that we could potentially be winning next season. If we were to win that, maybe another cup and challenge for the title, could be a fantastic season. Looking forward to a great summer of football. The Euros are starting soon. There will be a lot of transfer talk. Hopefully it's a good summer. Thanks for watching. Like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's gone. Be positive now. The hell of the terrible season is finally over.